Welcome to Whiskey Mountains. I'm Adriana, and today we are on Stansbury Island. That's the Great Salt Lake in the Ochre Mountains behind me. And today we're going to be talking about High West American Prairie bourbon. So you may be familiar with High West, particularly for their ryes. I think for people who like rye, they are kind of beloved, and they are a local distillery here in Utah. So I thought it was appropriate to come out to the Great Salt Lake and drink some High West bourbon. It's 92 proof. Normally a whole bottle would cost around $35 or so. And we're looking at this is a blend of straight bourbons. So it's a blend of 2-year, 6-year, and 13-year-old bourbons. So it's kind of marked as just a minimum of 2-year aged. It's not clear what the ratio is or where those bourbons are coming from. We know that one of them is MGP, but that's about all we really know. So it is, a local distillery here. It's only about an hour outside of Salt Lake. It's in Park City, where Sundance Festival is and a lot of skiing is. So I don't like ryes, but they're kind of well known for their ryes, particularly Midwinter's Night's Dram. It's a really popular one. But they also have this American Prairie bourbon. Now the cool thing about it is that it's tied with the American Prairie Reserve, so a percentage of the profits for this bourbon actually go towards the American Prairie Reserve and conservation of those types of regions. This is a bourbon that I really wanted to like. Unfortunately, I kind of hate it. But I'm kind of hoping that maybe it'll be a little bit better being out here outside, because one of the things I've noticed is that bourbons tend to be less sweet in the outdoors. And the thing I didn't like about American Prairie, it's been a while since I had it, is that it's just so cloyingly sweet. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe this will actually improve it. Maybe it would be very appropriate if a Utah whiskey was sort of meant to be drank outside. So maybe that's the case. But let's try it. So yeah, I get this on the nose at home too. I get like a strong candy corn nose, and I really don't like candy corn. I think that's the thing about this. It's got that sweetness of really artificial candy. And I guess the other thing is corn. I don't know that I wrote the mash bill on this. I don't know that we know the mash bill on this, I guess, because it is a blend of bourbons. I didn't write it down at least. If I find out, I'll put it there, but it certainly smells like a high corn mash bill. Just a lot of sweet corn, candy corn, maybe some honey. I just don't like it at all, but there's this really gross fuzzy beetle just sort of falling down the hillside behind the camera, and it's just coming closer and closer. So, all right, let's go in. Oh, God. No, I'm really not a fan of this. And I wanted to be a fan of this so bad because I love Utah. I think their bottles are cool. I think that, it's cool that we have this distillery so close by. So now that the wind picked up, and so I'm holding it because the wind is doing everything it can to blow this off the cliffside. So you can see I'm just on a steep cliffside, and that the trail is here. And then it just goes down. All right, I'll taste it again. Yeah, candy corn and sweetness, just kind of synthetic sweetness. I think there's some fruitiness too. Ugh, I keep having to go for another sip and I don't want one. It's kind of some minty. No, I wouldn't say it's not mint. Maybe dill? Like an herbal. There's kind of an herbal, I guess. So there's fruitiness and herbal, which I don't think go together at all. And like a fake sweetness. Not much of a finish, but kind of a gross aftertaste initially. yeah, that's where I stand with this bourbon. So I'm going to move now to another location, and then I'll re-pour this and let it air out and try it again. I doubt that's gonna help though. But. While we wait for the whiskey to air out, well, while you do, I'm actually filming this separately. Oh my gosh, my lips are going numb because it's so windy. So today we're on the Stansbury Island Trail. It's on Stansbury Island, which is about 45 minutes outside of Salt Lake, so not that far. And it's kind of neat because, as you can see, we're right next to the Great Salt Lake. So the first part of the trail is quite steep because you're coming up to the ridgeline. But then once you get to the ridgeline, it seems to be pretty flat. I'm not super far in, so we'll see if that remains the case, but not bad. I think it's good to come here in the winter. There's absolutely no cover here, so I can see it being really freaking hot in the summer. But the trail's about 9.3 miles or something if you did the whole shebang, which is basically going around the entire island. I'm not doing all of that today. I'm about 1.5 miles in, and I'm just gonna keep going for a ways and see what I feel like doing. I always want to say Okir, but those are the Ochre Mountains. Normally I'm showing you the Wasatch Mountains, but sorry, the wind's picking up. Woo! Well, normally I'm showing you the Wasatch Mountains, but today you're getting to see the other mountain range that circles Salt Lake. Oh, it's so cold and windy. So anyways, that's the trail. And hopefully by the time I get to the whiskey, my lips won't be numb. Now it's been a few minutes, so let's see if that helps at all. I will say there's a bit more oak on the nose, but it's still that sweet, like artificial candy. Didn't really do anything for it, didn't really change at all. It's so funny to me how some whiskeys change a lot, but this isn't really doing it at all. I'm sorry if the camera's a bit shaky, it's so windy out. Trying to put my hand on it to stabilize it, but yeah, that didn't really help. I really don't like this bourbon. I'm so sad that I don't. I wanted to so bad. Nick has put it into like completely blind flights for me where I didn't know it was in, and it still stood out by a mile. It's just got a weird sweetness. It just doesn't feel like a right balance to the blend. You know, maybe if there was more of the 13-year-old, maybe if there was more oak, maybe if it was a lower corn mash bill. Like I said, I don't know the mash bill percentages, but maybe needs more rye or barley. I don't know what it is, but I do not like it. Oh, and now like on the finish, right when you swallow, it's just got kind of a, almost like a detergent taste to it. I'm so sorry, High West. I will come back here with a better whiskey and we'll revisit some of these really great views. Okay, promise. So, but until then, thanks for joining me on Whiskey Mountains. Pour something yummier in your glass, I hope, or whatever just suits your own palate. Salud. I should show y'all. So I kind of climbed up into these rocks to try and hide from all the wind. So you can keep an eye on this fucking beetle. What the fuck? Just shoot a 9mm like a normal person. And I don't like it. Are you okay, buddy? Oh, that's an, nope.